does it make you have or feel when an organization truly cares about your input?
Yeah, it's one thing a coach hearing you out, listening to you. Yeah, man, I love your ideas. There's another one if they actually execute your desires and actually put it on, put it on the drawing boards. And so when I look at what Darren Waller said, understand this: these coaches spend countless hours watching film, game planning, and when it comes down to the nitty-gritty, coaches coach and players play. That's how it's going to be done. And so I love what he's saying, but understand this: this is OTAs. Darren, you're our new guy. Welcome in. What do you like? Oh, you want to do this? You want to do that? No, understand this: when it comes down to the season time, Brian Daboll knows what he's doing. He's going to make sure this offense is running at a very high level. Saquon Barkley's going to be getting the ball. We're going to put you in position to be successful. But there's been countless times when I went to my coach: hey, coach, I see this on film. Hey, coach, I like this.
2 months away, giving his star QB plenty of time to recover. Meanwhile, over in the Big Apple, tight end and former Raider Darren Waller wrapping up OTAs with his new team, the New York Football Giants. After practice, he was asked whether he feels the staff in New York is open to considering his thoughts and opinions about how their offense should run when drawing up schemes.
Yeah, they value our opinions here, and as a player, I feel like a lot of places I've gone, it's you're told to do things a certain way, and you do those things, and but here it's like they ask a lot of questions. They want to know what you're thinking, why, what do you like to do more, and so to offer input is a really cool thing because coaches and players got to be in partnership. We're all together and shouldn't be clashing with each other. We're all going the same direction.
Definitely the honeymoon phase for Waller in New York. Of course, spent a majority of his career with the Raiders. So what exactly?
Communication and that type of relationship, you see the results out there on the field. So I think what he's saying is very true. When you can have that open line of communication, it goes a lot further on the field.
What about being a tight end?
He's
Right,
not calling.
Not the quarterback.
He's not calling any plays, but you have a tight end that has a ton of success. His communication to Daniel Jones, which overlap can go to Dable, goes a very long way for KJ Wright. He's out there on the field. If Earl Thomas sees something, he communicates to him. Now him and Bobby are talking. When they get to the sideline in between series, hey, coach, I know we wanted to install it this way, but this is what we're seeing. That has to be, you have to be able to make those adjustments.
What we had was the ability to make checks amongst ourselves, right? We were like I said, when Richard Sherman said, hey, catch it, don't even buzz to my side, he gave me that green light. I couldn't go to a coach and be like, hey, coach, I'm not going to buzz. I'm just going to do my own thing, because they would have definitely overruled us and said, execute the defense. And so you guys were lucky. You guys were able to make checks within the play, within the drive. We didn't necessarily have that green light. And so for him, for you guys, that was lucky. But for us, as the Legion of Boom guys, we made checks amongst ourselves within the game. I'm talking to Bobby, I'm going to do this. If they do that, let's do this. And so you guys were pretty lucky to be able to do that.
Yeah, and I think you want to study a little bit harder when you know you have the ability to do that.
That's that.
And as you say that, I think of Dan Quinn, Chris Richard, and I think of Robert Saleh, and I'm like, they just completely disregarded all of KJ Wright's thoughts. They didn't care at all about him, all your defensive coordinators. But honestly, I read this, and I didn't think of anything about the Giants or Dable. I saw it as a complete shot at Josh McDaniels and what they were doing in Vegas. And Jason, you played, obviously, for the Patriots when McDaniels was there. Like, should that be seen as a slight on McDaniels and how they ran their operation in Vegas?
I will say he said the places I've been. He was in Baltimore as well, and I look at it as it is a shot at McDaniels and maybe how he runs his. And I don't know, wasn't obviously on the side of the ball with Josh, but I think the words that he is saying can be true in any job. We come on this show every single day, and if we have input on a certain segment, you feel great about it the next day when you're standing up in front of the camera and you're talking. No different than when I go home. If my wife allows me to have some say-so on what we're doing at home, I'm more in his mentality and completing whatever task I have. The best defenses I was on, we were able to make checks within that defense. We were able to change the call within that defense. So I look at this, and I think it is true. I think as a player, if you can think that you have say or you can control something, if Daniel Jones can go into the huddle and he gets the call from Dable and he talks to Darren Waller and he's like, what are you seeing out there? Hey, when they do X, Y, and Z, the safety's over that way. He understands why I'm making this call. call. You talked about in the game, you guys are installed something, and when that situation came, you don't even need to call from the sideline because we've already talked about this, prepared it. I already know what the defensive coordinator is going to call because we've already been in this situation. To me, that's what it's all about.
Yeah, and let's just be honest, guys. Coaches, they have egos. They have egos. And when it's like, I put these countless hours into making this game plan, I put these countless hours and spending time putting you guys in position successful, what I'm going to say, what I'm going to do is the best thing for our defense. And so you guys were lucky we necessarily didn't have that green light.
Well, we weren't as good as you guys. Maybe we weren't.
Yeah.
Maybe we were doing it the
Let
right
me
way.
just wrap this up with one question. How often do you get to say so at home?
Me?
Yeah.
Absolutely never. Never? No, just do this.
Like most households.
I'm sorry,
I'm sorry.
Happy wife, happy life.
Absolutely.
I like that. Coming up, it is KJ's revenge. He's going to get one more shot to prove he knows his almost.
So they're going to On Deck, the online lender that makes it easy to choose your loan and, if approved, get funds as soon as the same day. Your loan is on deck.
Some things are better left to a professional.
In hindsight, probably shouldn't have tried to remove my own appendix.
Like when it comes to finding financial advisors.
Minds want to know,
Don't worry,
Sarah,
Will.
guys.